This is how Qatar built themselves a football team from scratch. In 2010, Qatar, a tiny Middle Eastern country a lot of people didn't know existed, was awarded hosting rights for the biggest show in sport, the 2022 FIFA World Cup. As hosts, they would, barring a miracle, be making their World Cup debut at the tournament. All the way down in 114th on the FIFA rankings at the time, they were hardly a footballing superpower. Building a team that wouldn't disgrace themselves in time for the World Cup was a must. Plans had already been put in place to improve the quality of the team years earlier. As with preparing the country for the tournament, part of their solution was very simple: bringing guys from overseas to help, though presumably not confiscating their passports and making them live in squalor. In 2004, they were rebuffed by FIFA in their attempts to naturalise 3 Brazilian-born Bundesliga players with no previous connections to Qatar. FIFA stated that players had to spend some time in the country before they could represent them on the pitch. And Qatar quickly got to it, bringing in overseas talent such as Uruguayan-born Sebastian Soria. 2 years after making his debut in the Qatari League in 2004, he began his 11-year career with the national team. More foreign-born naturalised players followed. But there was more to it. Qatar continued to pump loads of its oil money into its palatial Aspire Academy, which aimed to improve the quality of local talent, offering the very best of them a grant that would see them trained and educated at the facilities. There's only so far you can go when you're working with 300,000 citizens though. And so Aspire cast its net wider, recruiting kids from Africa, Latin America and Southeast Asia. The idea, officially, was to improve the quality of Qatar-born players, offering them a higher level of competition, not just finding an easier way of naturalising promising young players from overseas. Aspire has also forged links with clubs in Europe, with the aim of sending young Qataris abroad in the belief that they'll come back a better player for the experience. Has it worked out? Yes. Qatar won the Under-19 Asian Cup in 2014 using a mix of Qatari-born and foreign-born players. All of them were developed at Aspire, with Doha-born Akram Afif scoring the winner against North Korea in the final. 5 years later, and many of those same players helped Qatar lift the Asian Cup, the country's biggest triumph in the sport, aside from somehow being awarded the rights to host a World Cup, of course. Over half of the current squad were born in Qatar, and after their Asian Cup win, they're riding as high as 50th in the current FIFA World Rankings. There is hope then for the tiny nation with next to no footballing history. Turns out, all you need is unlimited wealth, and you too could build a team capable of competing at a World Cup you were controversially awarded. Ah, the beautiful game.